Hey there guys. It may look like just any old mountain stream behind me, but I'm actually in the White Mountains of Arizona in pursuit of one of two endemic species of trout found only in the desert Southwest, and this is the Apache trout. Now they've been pretty much wiped out for most of their home range, but some of these higher streams, they remain pure stock. They can readily hybridize with rainbow trout and be outcompeted by brook and brown trout. But up here on a couple rivers in the White Mountains, you can still find pure Apache trout. They don't get very big and they don't live very long, so 8-9 inch fish is a big fish here. A giant would be 12 inch, and most of them aren't going to live beyond 4 years. So let's see how we do, doing a little bit of tenkara fishing. The trip actually started out a little bit tough. We were going to go for Gila trout up on the East Verde River where they're being reintroduced and reestablished, but as many people know, it's an exceptional drought year, and most of the stream was actually dry and the flows were so low that I felt it was ethically irresponsible to fish, and I think the fish were really depleted, so I didn't bother fishing for them there. I'm hoping to pick them up later in the trip, but it's not guaranteed. So let's see how I do on the Apaches, and hopefully I get a few fish to take a fly. I actually got one. It's a tiny one, but I'll take it. Alright, my first Apache trout. Not a giant, but I will take it nonetheless. They don't get very big in these streams, but... Okay, so there's my first Apache trout. They have very large spotting. That's what separates them from the other endemic Southwestern trout, the Gila trout, which has fine spotting. And they have that little mask, that dot behind the eye, which makes it almost look like a mask. And orange fins with white tips. Yeah, and they're found only in the White Mountains of Arizona. They don't get very big in these streams where they're still pure. So there's some fish barriers in place here that protect them from hybridization with rainbow trout. And they don't have par markings even when they're small, unlike rainbow trout, which they can hybridize with. There we go. I got them by actually using a weighted caddis fly and just kind of bouncing along the bottom. So I let go of the bottom almost, then kind of twitch it. Definitely not traditional tenkara, that's for sure. There we go, got another one.
Get it down.
A little bit better. Oh, this looks like another Apache. A little bit bigger than the last. Come out from underneath that bank, buddy. There we go. Another Apache. That's cool. This one's a little bit bigger than the last. Not huge. Still very pretty. See that spotting? Okay. There you go. Showing that classic Apache spotting. No par marks for a small fish. There we go. Oh, that was a bite. Dang it. Try again. We will try again. There we go. There he is. Got him. Alright. Apache trout. Oh, wow. There we go. That's an Apache trout. Hiding under those cut banks. That's cool. There you go. Nice. There, you got there. Then you want to drift it underneath to there. You should be able to just let it swing in against this bank here and do very well. There should be one underneath that cut bank. I'd be surprised if there isn't. That was close. Kind of right where you wanted it. Yep. You just want to... Oh, there's a fish. You missed him. I knew there was one underneath that cut bank. Cut right here. And let this thing drift down. Come on. There we go. Got one. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh! Woo. That's a big one. That'd be my biggest one to the trip. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. That is gorgeous, folks. That's my biggest one of the trip. Look at that Apache. Under this cut bank right here in front of me. Right there. I've cast in there 3 times before he bit it. So you don't always want to give up. It's huge. That's a trophy. Wow. Look at that, guys. That is awesome. Beautiful fish, guys. See you later, buddy. Gonna go back to his hole. Alright, guys, we're running out of daylight, so we're headed back to camp. Sidra ended up catching a couple of the Apaches, and I think I ended up with around 6 today. Definitely found a bigger grade of fish in the evening up on this wooded section of one of the creeks and rivers we've been fishing. So tomorrow we're onward to New Mexico, hopefully to find Gila trout, since we didn't get Gila trout on the Verde River. So, see you then. Hey guys, so now we're in the headwaters of the Gila River. We're going to be in pursuit of Gila trout this evening. We actually came up here earlier. I caught a few, but it was getting really warm and I was worried about it. So we're going to wait for those shadows to come across. So you can see here, the stream is really nothing. And in fact, it dries up just a little bit downstream of me. But that's normal. That's how these streams have operated. That's how these trout have evolved and adapted to this, as we have these extreme droughts. Like we're in a 2-decade-long drought and we're in an extreme annual drought. These fish move back up into the canyon, into the deeper pools where there's more water. Here, when you get down in the open flats areas, there's more trees and cottonwoods that suck up the moisture, and that just eventually disappears into the ground. So we're gonna hike upstream into the canyon and catch some more Gila trout this evening. Should be fun. Let's go. Okay. There's a bunch of them in here. I can just see them underneath the rocks here. I might have spooked them though. There we go, got another one. Woohoo! Pretty one. Oh, this one's got the really fine spotting like they're supposed to have. Look at that, gorgeous. So there's that more typical, very fine spotting all up and down the back of Gila. A little bit of blush of pink, which the Apaches do not have. Really pretty. Knew there was one in there. This one's a little darker. This is amazing. This might be one of the coolest fishing experiences I've ever had. They like to hang out underneath that structure, logs and rocks and stuff. It's cooler underneath there. There we go. Okay, so a little bit of evolutionary history about these trout. It's estimated that somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million years ago, the ancestors of the Apache and Gila trout moved up out of the Gulf of California into the Gila River system. And during the Pleistocene, there was lots of periodic cooling, glacial periods. And when those glacial periods came down, the Southwest was much wetter, and those trout spread across the Southwest. But as there was intermittent periods where it got dry and hot, like we are today, they became isolated in 3 headwaters. The Gila River, where I'm at today, and that gave rise to the Gila trout. And then the other ones got isolated in the White Mountains in the upper part of the Salt River headwaters, and those became Apache trout. Now a third population where we went and tried to actually catch some was on the Verde River, which is a tributary of the Salt. We don't know much about that population because it was extinct before any really formal description, but it was said to have traits of both species. But today they're gone, but they are trying to reestablish a Gila trout population there for recreational purposes, but due to the drought we were unable to fish that stream. So just gonna keep walking up the canyon here. We already got like nice shadows everywhere, really amazing scenery, and start catching some fish. There we go. Got one. Yep, another pretty Gila. There's a nice one. Pretty. There we go. Pretty little Gila. There we go. That's a nice one. Nice. Alright guys, it's been an amazing trip up here in the headwaters of the Gila River, targeting native Gila trout to get this little fish back on the way, catch a few fish, just enjoy the canyon and the scenery and the fish without cameras blasted in my face. So I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and I'll see you next time on the water. Just remember, fish smarter, not harder.